welcome to Analytics India magazine. You're watching the weekly roundup where you will find the top stories in the data and analytics ecosystem in India. So let's get started. Astronomers at the Indian Institute of Astrophysics and BITS Pilani, Goa have developed an AI-powered tool to find habitable planets with a high probability of hosting life. According to the study, there are 60 potentially habitable planets. Researchers developed an algorithm to detect the anomalies and extend it to an unsupervised clustering algorithm to use it to identify the probable habitable planets. Now, this efficiently will reduce the time needed to study these planets and save cost incurred by deploying expensive telescopes. Moving on to Salesforce, an American cloud-based software company plans to release an NFT cloud, as the company sees an immense opportunity to bring the technology into the enterprise software. Salesforce wants to offer a service for artists to create content and release it on a marketplace like OpenSea. The vision is to create a platform for leading brands that will search for utility through NFTs in the future. Google's DeepMind AI team has collaborated with physicists from the Swiss Plasma Center at EPFL in Switzerland to develop an AI method to control the plasmas inside a nuclear fission reactor. The study furthers the nuclear fission research and could help quicken the arrival of cheaper, cleaner, unlimited source of energy. Now, the method is built on a neural network using deep reinforcement learning. Moving on, Neuralink, a neurotechnology company owned by Elon Musk, which has been focusing on developing implantable brain chips, has allegedly killed 15 out of 23 of its monkey test subjects in 2020. Neuralink, a neurotechnology company owned by Elon Musk, which has been focusing on developing implantable brain chips, has allegedly killed 15 out of the 23 of its monkey test subjects in 2020. Animal rights groups have accused Neuralink and the University of California, Davis of 9 violation of the Federal Animal Welfare Act. Now, the company has been claiming that its brain chips can help people with neurological conditions including Alzheimer's, dementia, and spinal cord injuries. Moving on to JP Morgan. JP Morgan has become the first bank to open a branch in the metaverse. Onyx, the bank's Ethereum-based blockchain unit, set up a lounge in Decentraland. The Onyx lounge includes a spiral staircase, a tiger, and illuminated portrait of CEO Jamie Dimon. Along with this, the company also released a report exploring the business opportunities in the metaverse. Moving on, Google has announced a multi-year initiative to build a privacy sandbox on Android to introduce private advertising solutions. Now, the goal is to limit sharing of user data with third parties and operate without cross-app identifiers, including advertising ID. Apple last year had announced the same, leaving social media giants in huge losses. So moving on to fundings and acquisitions now. Nearly 300 acquisitions were made by Indian IT companies during the year 2021. Now, the Indian IT services accounted for 51% of the total services exported. The NASSCOM strategic review read that India IT industry is expected to generate a revenue of $227 billion in the financial year 2022 against $196 billion collected in the financial year 2021. The IT industry in India is expected to register a 15.5% growth in the workforce. That has been the highest since 2011. IT giant Tech Mahindra has acquired 80% stake in Geomatic AI to build its AI capabilities. Now, Geomatic AI is based out of Australia and was acquired through Mahindra's Singapore-based subsidiary for 32 crore. Tech Mahindra intends to create a next-generation artificial intelligence company, and Geomatic AI will continue its focus on digital platforms-led non-linear growth in partnership with AusNet Services, an Australian energy and utilities distributor. So at the same time, the company will build digital twins for linear assets leveraging cloud, drone, and mobility technologies in the geospatial domain. AMD surpassed the market capitalization of Intel for the first time. The firm's market cap stood at approximately $197.75 billion as opposed to Intel's $197.24 billion. AMD recently acquired Xilinx, a US-based semiconductor company, in a record $15 billion deal, giving the company an edge in the data center market. Uniphone, a conversational automation platform, has raised over $100 million in a Series E funding. The company is currently valued at $2.5 billion, achieving the unicorn title. Now, the company will use the fresh funds to extend its technology and market leadership by leveraging voice AI, computer vision, and tonal emotion. The company also plans to expand its business operation in North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific region. Moving on, AI-based location intelligence company Data Sutram has raised $2.07 million in a funding round. Now, the platform aggregates intelligence data on people and places from 250 partners. Their proprietary AI and ML-driven data engine converts unstructured data from sources like satellites, phones, and mobile phones to structured data. The startup will use the fresh capital to expand its operation to Southeast Asia and the Middle East and will also invest in new data sources. Nvidia has posted record sales in its fourth quarter, beating analyst expectations. The company's earnings per share stood at $1.32 with $7.64 billion in revenue. Now, the growth in revenue was led by its gaming business, which grew by 37% to a record revenue of $3.42 billion for the quarter on a year-to-year basis. That's all for today. Keep watching this space for more updates. Thank you.